Hi guys. Please excuse. Okay, I'm gonna try and like cover my mic or like stand behind this tree because it's so windy. I thought if I came into this little like tree coverage area it would be better, but it is still pretty windy. I have my windscreen on, so I don't actually know if that's helping. Maybe I'll turn this way. Is that nice? Do we like this cinematic effect of me speaking while not facing the camera? Hi, welcome to this vlog. We're at the park. Oh my god, it's so windy. Okay, this is a test. Test. Hiding here. Hello, test. Someone's walking by. Hi. Oh, hello. Hi. Oh my god, so cute. It was a Doberman. I love Doberman. Alright, so yeah, as you guys just saw, I'm just like chilling in the middle of a path in this park. It's a massive park in the middle of the city. Not really the middle of the city, like the north-ish middle of the city. And I've come here a few times, decently often in recent years with my friend Morg, because she has a dog, and this is like a big dog walking park, as you guys, I'm sure, can deduct. But yeah, hi. It's Saturday today, and January. And yeah, I feel like I haven't vlogged in a while, right? It's my first vlog of the year, and I guess I feel a little bit sticky or a little bit tension as I tend to with taking larger breaks with vlogs. But yeah, I just wanted to come to the park. I've been taking a lot of walks lately, listening to like my audiobook or just like being outside in nature. We've been having a very like mild, tame winter so far, so that's been nice. It hasn't been too cold when going out for walks. I think it's only like 2 degrees today, but yeah, it's been a slow start to the year, I think. This morning, and I don't know, I guess like the past weeks or whatever, I've kind of been aware of like a resistance in myself that I feel, kind of like an unease. And I know that that's from my like tendency and like my conditioning to resist when I'm feeling a little bit like slow and unmotivated, and I'm in like kind of a low, slow cycle. And I know historically, right, Januaries are slow. And so I guess I'm grappling with accepting that, right? I had a nice journaling session with myself today, and what kind of made me decide to come out here and come for a nice long walk, just to reflect on, I don't know, how I'm feeling and how I am observing like a battle between my mind and how I'm feeling. My mind wanting to, you know, go full steam ahead. And I'm sure like this is a common thing, especially in January. January being like kind of I don't know if there's statistics on this or whatever, but I know like what is it, like Blue Monday, like the third Monday of January or something is like the most depressing day of the year or something like that. But I know that like, I don't know, anecdotally, January tends to be kind of like a slow and somewhat depressing month. And it doesn't have to be depressing. January can just be like restful and chill, but I guess it's kind of, there's this expectation in January that it's like, okay, new year, new start, fresh start. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to, you know, go to the gym more. I'm going to, you know, make lots of art. You have all of these ideas and intentions, I guess, for the new year. But the atmosphere and the weather outside and the days being short and coming out of, you know, all of the rest and slowness of December, if you're not ready to pick back up after December, there can be some like, I don't know, I feel like it's easy to shit on yourself for not being ready in January, especially coming from December where it's like, you know, you get time off, you can like chill and rest and stuff. So that's what I'm grappling with right now. And it's okay. I'm taking it like one step at a time. Obviously, I'm aware of what's going on in here. And so that's good. Being aware of it is, you know, the most important thing, I think. But yeah, it's just me being intentional and I guess trying to be okay with me being in this lower cycle and working against my, you know, previous conditioning that I've just gone along with my entire life of, you know, no, we got to get out of this slowness immediately so we can get to the making and the doing and the high energy and the motivation and blah, blah, blah. So that's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling to start off the video. So welcome. Should I move in here? It's quite cozy, actually. And we have nice wind coverage. This is kind of like in between a couple little hills, so it's a bit of a valley as well. Very private and nice. What do we think? Do we want a room tour? I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna keep walking. Luckily, no one else has walked by, so okay. Welcome to the video. Welcome to the vlog. This is me. And yeah, thanks for being here. Okay, hello. This is my first time testing the face detect autofocus on this camera. I got a new camera over the holidays, and it's a Fujifilm, but I'm using a not Fujifilm lens. It's an aftermarket lens. I'm using TT Artisan because it's cheaper. Am I still in focus? I really can't see from here, but we're gonna hope so. Hey, how's it going? It's 9 at night, the day after yesterday. It's 9 after the day that I filmed and went to the park to do my intro. Yeah, the rest of the day yesterday, I did nothing at all. And that's okay. And I can tell myself that, but it was a very just like slow and unmotivated day. Yeah, like I talked about, January's, man, you know? What's the deal with January's? But yeah, the January-ness was hitting me full steam yesterday. So I just, you know, tried my best to accept that and just allow myself to fucking game all day. And I binge watched like all of the second season of Squid Game. And I just like ate lots. I just kept eating. And that was my day. And it was fine, you know, it was whatever, but I could definitely still feel a resistance to it. You know, I feel like it's going to take a lot of unlearning and a lot of deconditioning to get myself to fully be convinced that it's okay to not do anything or what to do when I am feeling unmotivated or slow. So yeah, today I woke up and hoped to be feeling better, but also, I don't know, I wanted to reflect on the mindset that I've lived with forever, in that, like, whenever I do feel unmotivated, my number one priority is to just
get through that and get to the point in the future where I'm over it and I'm back to feeling motivated again, and I'm back to, feeling like I can do stuff again easily, or like with less resistance. You know what I mean? Like when for some reason, it's so hard to do stuff, and then other times it's so easy. This just feels like a period where it's a little bit harder, and so I'm grappling with how to deal with that. And I feel like I'm dealing with it okay. This morning I had a very long journal session of just like trying to figure out what's going on in here and in here. And it was pretty good. I kind of reassured myself that like I'm not me, who I am at my core, is not what is uncomfortable with the lack of motivation or the inactivity, because that just kind of is my state right now, and me at my core can be okay with that and accept that, but it's my ego and my mind that is so just wants to hang on to the identity of like being this productive, perfect human. And it's my ego that feels threatened by these periods of inactivity that I can't control, really. It's just how I'm feeling. It's just the vibe. Yeah, I just kind of spent the day and spent that journaling session reminding myself that like I don't need to go along with whatever I think, like if I think like God, or if my mind starts running about like, oh fuck, I wish I was doing stuff. Why can't I do stuff? And like, you get into that spiral of negativity. Knowing that I can separate myself from that and I don't have to listen to what goes on in my, neurotic mind is helpful. So, yeah, it's going to be a learning process, and who knows when I'll fully be able to come to a lower or slower or more inactive period as I am now, or cycle, and not struggle with it. But yeah, I feel like every time that I do come to a period like this, I struggle for shorter and shorter amounts of time before I realize like, okay, something's not clicking right now. I feel like I'm getting carried away by my negative thoughts or whatever. And then simply being aware of that, you can kind of start to, put an end to the process of just the incessant negativity that feeds on itself around the fear that if I don't get back to work, my identity is being threatened. Nobody will love me anymore. Like all of those deep-rooted fears that I have been kind of conditioned to believe as I've grown up, but now understand that, it's just made up shit in my brain as an adult. So yeah, hi, sorry, oops, I didn't mean to get right into talking about all that stuff, but yeah, it's the end of the day, and yeah, today I took it very slow and very intentional. Yesterday being like a huge kind of like indulgent binging and gaming day, I wanted to make sure that today I don't give in so easily to those impulse distraction things that like my mind just kind of jumps to as soon as it feels inactivity looming. Like being in more of an inactive state currently, I can feel my mind and I can feel myself kind of like contracting with restlessness and uncomfortability. And so I think that's why it's easy to just jump to things like binge watching a show or playing a game for so long that like you're not even enjoying the game anymore. You're just trying to pass the time, or just like snacking all day, just doing anything to distract yourself from the current situation, which is uncomfortable to face if you're uncomfortable with the state of being unproductive. And of course, like, I've gone over this, like, obviously there needs to be states and cycles of non-productivity for there to be cycles of productivity. You can't just be continuously going and grinding and being all productive all the time. Like, that's just not how life works. You need your highs and you need your lows, and both of them are necessary. You can't just be consistently operating at such a high level. So I know that. And so I'm having to be very aware and very like on my toes about what I let my mind get away with, if that makes sense. Because my mind is so used to just thinking it's negative things and moving me to go for whatever distraction. But knowing that like it's not just the brain up there, I can also choose whether or not I want to go along with those negative thoughts or those impulse actions. But in order to do that, since I've gone along with my mind for my entire life, basically, I need to be very like vigilant with, stopping those thought processes when they start and cutting off the immediate impulse reactions to uncomfortability that I feel around all of this. So, yes, slowly handling it, slowly getting better. And something that also eased me was I realized that my period's coming. So it explains some things. It really is a real thing, PMSing and shit. Like something goes on, obviously, like your hormones and stuff. But like so many times this has happened. Sometimes you just be acting fucking like crabby and like things are just not going good, and it's easier to get caught up in negative spirals and like mind patterns and things like that. And then you realize, ooh, my period's coming. So while it's like, I don't know, like obviously it's not great to be whisked away into the runnings of the mind when they get negative like that, but it also is a bit reassuring to know that there is kind of like a physical explanation to why you're feeling kind of not great or negative or, on edge, that comes along with premenstrual symptoms. Is that what PMS stands for? I believe it is. I hope it is. So yeah, that's me. That was my day. And it was a pretty decent day. I'm still working through, the uncomfortability of all of this. I feel like if I wasn't aware of it, I could easily just be falling into like a pretty decent depression pit right now, but I'm staying aware and I'm trying to remain conscious about not letting myself fall there, because it's not all doom and gloom, I had some lovely moments today. I went for a walk, watched some ducks. It's kind of crazy. I don't know why the ducks are still here. They should have flown south by now, but they're just chilling in the little section of the lake that hasn't frozen over yet. It's like one little piece of the lake, and they all just huddle there. And then, yeah, I was working on a little comic idea that I had. It's going to be 5 slides. I only did 3 today because I got up until the 3rd slide and then kind of noticed that my strokes were getting a little bit sloppy. So I thought I would just call it there and, not push myself to, I don't know, finish the thing just for the sake of finishing it. And like I said, it is like pretty late as well. So
I feel like I was kind of hyping myself up to, film this and touch base back with you guys after that intro. Because I don't know, in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, I need like a nice, smooth kind of transition into what is next in the vlog or what I'm going to do next. Probably, ideally, some art making or whatever. But I don't know, I didn't feel I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it up until now. I kind of had to really like push myself to work on this comic, and obviously like once I got going with it, it was nice, and I'm glad that I was able to do those 3 pages or whatever, but yeah, it's a really strange thing, acknowledging the low point that you're currently in, while at the same time, I don't know, still allowing yourself to like do some things other than just, I don't know, the easy stuff like binging a show or gaming or whatever. I don't know, it's a balance, and I'm still trying to navigate that and figure that out, but I'm still okay, despite, the low that my brain wants me to spiral into right now. We'll see how tomorrow goes. We'll keep you guys updated. I have therapy tomorrow, so that's nice. I wonder what we'll talk about. Probably this. Yeah. Okay. Bye. I think I'm gonna eat some popcorn and watch Mad Men, because it's almost bedtime. And tomorrow's Monday. Gotta work. So, okay. Talk later. Bye-bye. Hello. How's it going, you guys? This is so weird. Like I said, we've got a new camera, so I'm just kind of getting used to working with it. Hello? I don't know if you guys can hear, because the mic is literally right above the lens, but the lens makes an audible sound when it's focusing. So hopefully that's not so annoying and I can get it out in post or whatever, but it's a learning process. We're getting used to this new setup, figuring it out as we go. But yeah, hi! It's Monday today. Had my therapy session, went to a cafe and did some work, and it's around 4 in the evening currently. And I thought I should do my nails because they are bare, and I would like to do them. It was a really good therapy session. We talked about some of the stuff that I've kind of been thinking about lately, struggling with lately, and yeah, it was very helpful. It was very productive. We just kind of went over a lot of the realizations that I was having around, how I react to and cope with and deal with negative feelings around being inactive and being low energy, I guess, being in a bit of a low energy state currently. And I feel like I was having trouble with, like, while knowing that, like, humans are, creatures just like anybody else. We need rest just like any other animal. There are cycles within cycles in our lives, and to expect myself to be 100% operational all the time, with tons of energy to spare and lots of motivation and just like feeling very active to do all of the things that I want to do all of the time is unrealistic. And while knowing that, it's difficult to convince my mind that has been conditioned to really put the pressure on me when I am feeling, when I'm in a state of low energy. So it's a interesting kind of balancing act between the two of like, there is me who is the thing that is aware that my mind is kind of feeling uncomfortable with this inactivity. And while feeling and acknowledging that uncomfortability and also subconsciously believing that, like, you know, fuck, you know, maybe inactivity is bad. Maybe I should try and push myself out of it. Or like part of it is identifying with the voice inside of my head that's saying like, we don't like being inactive. We like being productive. So when we are inactive, we need to find a way out of it immediately. And until we can do that, we are under threat because we are not fully ourselves while we are being inactive. And that's the lie that it tells me, or that I'm telling myself, but like I'm also aware that it's a lie, you know? It's very interesting, the dynamics that are going on here. But yeah, we talked about that, and she brought up an analogy that she brought up months ago. I've been seeing my current therapist for, I believe it's been a little bit over a year now. I think I started seeing her in like November of 2023 or something like that. And now it's January 2025. So it's been quite a while, and she brought up an analogy of like, you know, what she does typically day to day is like she'll wake up and then kind of give herself a percentage of how she's feeling that day, or like what energy level she's at. Basically, like if she is a battery, and you can kind of tell when you're a little bit like low energy, or you're a little bit like certain days, and some days you're, you know, feeling great and you're high energy and you're maybe at like 100% or whatever, and you feel like you could do all of the things. And then some days it's a lot harder. But yeah, she says that she kind of names that and gives herself a percentage of how she's feeling each day. And so being able to kind of put a number on her energy level, she can be aware of, you know, okay, so if today is like a 60% day, then I know that I need rest and I need a little bit more kindness and gentleness. And, you know, it's okay if I can't do all the things that I'd like to do, because I'm just not, my battery isn't there today. It's not fully charged. So like, of course, if you don't have the energy to do something, then you can't expect yourself to be 100% when you just simply are not. And so yeah, when she first brought up that concept to me, or just said that that was something that she did, I heard her and I was like, okay, well, that's fine, but I don't think that that would work for me. That didn't really click for me, because at the time, in my mind, I was like stubbornly sticking to the idea that like I should be able to be 100% all the time. Like I couldn't conceptualize or internalize the truth that is, you know, people need rest. People can't operate at 100% all the fucking time. It's impossible. It's just, that's just not how it goes. There are cycles, and there are ebbs and flows, and there are highs and lows, and to go against that is to force something that just isn't going to work with you, you know? You can't force yourself out of a low energy period. That's how you get burnt out. And then your body like physically makes you stop, right? You get sick, or you know, it makes you physically have to slow down because it needs rest. And if you don't give it to it, it's going to take it for itself. So yeah, that was my original state hearing that. And then, so when she brought it up again this time, because it was relevant to what we were talking about today, it kind of clicked for me, you know? This realization that, like, yeah, that's true. And putting it in a way and, like, being able to acknowledge that, like, okay, so today, and hopefully being able to be honest enough with myself that I'm not just going to be, like, shooting super high with my energy number or whatever. It really trains you to, like, stop and think and feel how you're feeling and be honest about what you feel like you're able to do in a certain state or a certain period or whatever, a certain cycle. And just acknowledging and giving yourself an energy level for the day or whatever already is an act of, like, accepting that that's what it is today. And, like, that's a step towards, like, learning that being low energy and needing rest is okay, coming from a way of understanding and a mental position that, like, no, being low energy is not okay. We need to get back to being 100%, as if being 100% is somehow more me than being low energy me. But that's not true. Because, of course, I'm no less myself when I just need to rest a little bit. So yeah, that was a really helpful kind of reminder, and I think I'm gonna try and start, you know, implementing that into my morning journaling and trying to teach myself how to connect with how I'm feeling and then attaching kind of like an energy level to that, so that, like, if I am feeling a little bit blah or whatever a certain day, then I can be honest with myself about that and not try to push myself out of it or, like, expect, like, okay, fuck, I'm feeling blah this morning, but maybe if I go for a walk, and maybe if I go to the gym, maybe if I journal long enough, I can kick myself back into gear and get myself back to 100%, and then I can do all of the things. Or I go into, like, coping distraction mode, and then I, like, indulge in binging a show or binging gaming a game for way too long that, like, I don't even fucking care about, just to make the time go by faster in order to get out of this state as soon as I can. But that's not how I want to live. You know, I don't just want to live waiting to get to some future point where I feel like I'm able to be productive again. Then, like, what's the point in, you know, these slower stages? I believe that these slower stages can also, of course, be enjoyable, but my brain doesn't like the sound of that, the way that it's been conditioned, and expects me to operate at 100% all the time, which is, like I said, unrealistic, and just puts unnecessary pressure on myself. So yeah, that's where I'm at. We talked about a few other things, but that was kind of the gist of what I wanted to share with you guys right now. So yeah, I'm feeling okay, you know, I'm just gonna enjoy doing my nails here, and if I feel like I have the space to continue working on that comic that I started yesterday, then I'll do that. And if I need to put a show on in the background or something to, I don't know, be a comfort to me, knowing that I am a little bit lower energy today. Today wasn't too bad. I feel like I'm slowly kind of recuperating energy from when I was at my low. I feel like on Saturday, when I just, like, was a potato, basically. Yeah, I don't know, I'd say I'm maybe at, like 60-70% range today. I'll go 70. Maybe it's a little bit lower now that we're in the evening. I got some good work done during the day, and now that the sun is going down, I do feel my energy levels are going down as well. But yeah, I want to be kind to my 70% self, 70% energy level self right now. And, you know, if I need a little bit of like a soothing thing going on, like a comfy show or whatever in the background in order to make me feel at ease with whatever I want to do, like working on my little comic or whatever, then that's what I need today, and that's okay. So, yes, that's how I'm feeling. That's what I'm grappling with right now. Bye.
Dad, Descendants is about what every DCOM is about, being authentic. I want to be... ...are resolved doesn't improve things. It actually makes them far worse. True and her mother. True just filmed her bro throwing a fit because he couldn't get a kite to fly.
If you want my opinion, you
I dream about medieval stuff.
I bet when I was 4, I wasn't dreaming about medieval combat.
Everyone else out there is probably dreaming about dick and cock, but I guess I'm built different. As it turns out, this woman is the reincarnation of King...
I like where this is going. Zach and Cody are almost ready for the merge. Nellie was telling me something.
Hi, how's it going? Hello. I just cried so much. My new camera, okay, so like I said, I have a TT Artisan autofocus lens that's like the lens that I'm using, and then on top of that I have a super wide converter that does like times 0.39, so it like zooms it out a little bit because the lens that I have is 27 millimeters or something. So on my old camera I had a 10 to 18 millimeter lens that I would use often, and that's like super wide. I would usually, like on the super wide setting, it would be at 10 millimeter. So now this is kind of what I'm working with, so it's not nearly as wide as what it was, which is fine. I opted to not... Okay, sorry, first of all, I said... I just said I was crying a bunch, and then now I'm just talking about my lens. I'll get to it. Yeah, I feel like I just need to use my tripods more often. But yeah, I got this lens in particular because it's super compact. It's like the only autofocus lens that was compact and wouldn't cost me an arm and a leg. So this is just kind of what we're working with for now. Well, I'm sure I'll get used to it. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, I just watched The Remarkable Life of Evelyn on Netflix. If you guys have seen it, it's a documentary about this kid who had like a muscle degenerative disease or something. He was born with it, and then so he died really young. But it just went through all of the impact of his life and all the relationships and friends he made on like World of Warcraft. And it was really nice. And I cried. My sister recommended it to me like last year, and I just got around to watching it, and it was really nice, and I cried so much. So that's why I cried. But yeah, while I was watching, I thought I would do a little painting. There it is. Yeah, it's just with like those cheap gouaches that I used in that one video, my like multimedia sketchbook video. And yeah, I haven't broken out paints in a long time. I just I had a work day today, got lots of stuff done. That was good. Went to the gym, had dinner, and then it was like 7, and I was kind of thinking like my mind was on the concept of like making art for fun, for play. This was something that came up in my last therapy session as well, is that we just talked about how I brought up how like when I'm feeling the uncomfortability around inactivity, I find myself like immediately going towards the easy things, like, you know, binge watching something, or, you know, playing a game, or just like snacking a lot, or just something mindless. And I was saying like, I don't know like why those soother things or those comfort things can't be something like art. Because for lots of people, you know, art and creativity is therapeutic. And obviously I enjoy art and it can be therapeutic for me. But we talked about how like basically because art is always something that I feel like I've placed a very high expectation on myself to perform at a high level, basically since I was a kid, and then now it being my career. Most of my like art related things that I do are kind of super closely tied to my career, or like the art making being a means to an end, whether that's like I'm going to be working on this piece, so I'm going to try and make it really nice so that I can put it in my portfolio, and then that will be, you know, attractive to potential clients, or, you know, just that like way of thinking. Or like if I'm just sketchbooking, then I'm thinking like, okay, so I'm going to sketchbook and it should probably be good because I'm going to post the sketchbook on Patreon, and then I'll probably like post it on my story, and oh yeah, I got to film it as well, blah, blah, blah. So there's all of these things that's like attached to it that I guess just bogs me down in like if I think about working on art and I don't feel like I have the energy to it. It's like the art making comes along with all of this additional pressure that I put on it, because I connect it to all of these other things. Like it's very rarely just allowed to be play and allowed to be just like you know, fun, just like meaningless, playful creativity. So yeah, it was and like I've known that and stuff like that, but just it coming up in my last therapy session, my mind is on that, and I just wanted to just try and make and paint and, you know, give myself the time to play and not pressure myself to get it done quickly or efficiently or anything like that. Just try and make it very with as much ease as possible, and I like how it turned out. I think it's nice, quite nice. And then I did a little pen sketch in my other sketchbook. So yeah, it's kind of weird going from like this medium, gouache, which I'm like not at all comfortable with. I've played around with it a little bit, but like switching from something that I still very much feel like when I do it, I'm just kind of like flailing and I don't really know what I'm doing, to pen, which I feel like I'm the most comfortable with. Obviously, like holding a tool like this, it's what I do. Yeah, it's a very interesting juxtaposition, but yeah, that was my night, and it was nice. I've been thinking lately, like, I don't know, in when we were talking about that in therapy, she brought up like, are there other, you know, she asked if I've ever done pottery, and I said, yeah, I have. It's really nice. I would love to do more pottery. I love, you know, different kinds of creativity. And it made me think of like my photography stuff that I play with, or like I even consider like my video making when I, you know, feel a little bit more creative with my videos, or like I make I have fun with the edit, or I make like a fun kind of concept video or whatever. That too is like a different kind of creativity, and it brings me a lot of joy. Like, it's nice to have other creative outlets that I guess I'm looking for, like a playful creative outlet that isn't this, that isn't like drawing, that isn't painting, that isn't like visual art, because that has become something that's just weighed on so heavily now. And so that in itself is like a whole thing that, you know, I want to look at and work towards getting back to allowing it to be something that isn't so heavy and so serious. Because like, definitely when I allow myself to just be at ease with what I'm doing, and allow myself to play and experiment with stuff, that's when like the cool stuff happens, you know? That's when like the best art comes, right? So figuring out how to balance that with like also the reality of like, this is my job as well. And I have, you know, obligations and responsibilities around it, will be something that I continue to grapple with, and that's fine. But yeah, it's also nice to have those other creative interests that I do have, like photography. And lately I've been thinking about clay, and I've been thinking about pottery, and how that could be like a fun thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll look into like how to do those like oven clay things. I've heard that like certain kinds of those you're not actually supposed to put in your house oven, because it's like it fucks up the oven, and like that's where you cook food. But I'll look into that, because yeah, I've been I don't know, thinking about maybe like getting some figurines or some like little plushies or cute things just to like have in my office, because I have lots of like books and plants, yes, but I have a dire lack of like little stupid cute things. I only have like a small handful of them, and like a couple of my friends are kind of really getting into like blind boxes, and they love like Legos and shit like that, and so their little areas are just sprinkled with little toys and stuff. And like my sister as well, she's obsessed with Miffy. So like her office is so cute. So I don't know, just ideas that have been popping up in my mind that it would be cool to, you know, if I want little stupid things, why not make it? Or like, you know, let that be play as well. That's it. That's it for tonight. I feel tired now after crying. It was so sweet. It was so nice. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, hi. Can I put this in that gear? Yes. Okay, hi. So I just picked up some prints. I got my January Patreon stuff, and I reprinted. Oh, fuck. Okay, how about you guys can go over here then? This is so weird. I don't know where to position you. This feels very chaotic. But yeah, I picked up. Ooh. Where's my mic? Okay. Now we're going. It's very windy outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but yes, picked up a restock of the Try to Make Your Life as Enjoyable as Possible print, and then the January Patreon postcard. And I thought I would do a little in-car post pickup opening, because it's been a minute since I've done that. So let's open this baby up. Okay, so here is the print. You guys are looking at it through my steering wheel, so hopefully you can see it all. There it is. This was a very popular one for, you know, anytime my shop has been open, and I only have maybe 5 left or something like that. So I thought it would be worth a restock, so that's lovely. No surprises. And then this is the January Patreon postcard. It turned out great. The colors look great. There's the back. Ta-da. And I already have the stickers that were mailed to me from my online sticker supplier. So there are the postcards. Very nice. Yeah, these are available to get in the mail if you sign up to my mail tier anytime in January, assuming this video goes up in January, but I'm sure it will. But yeah, I think there's 10 spots left or something like that. I haven't checked in a long time. So yeah, that's that. Hope you enjoyed. And now I'm gonna go to the gym and get groceries and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been meaning to get my shop shit together for a while. My plan was to do a shop opening in December, but then the Canada Post strike happened November into December, so then that kind of messed with my plans, because I'm not going to open my shop and have to figure out shipping again, because I use Canada Post. And so yeah, now we're halfway into January, and I'm thinking I should probably get on that, hey? because I designed and made the art and got printed a bunch of new products. And so here's a restock, and now, yeah, I'm thinking I should probably get across the finish line so I can open up my damn shop. So that's on the mind right now. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Okay. Bye. Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a long time since I've done a VO, so I thought I would just throw that in here as I count inventory, I think, is all I'm really doing here. Yeah, so this is for my current shop opening. My shop is open if you're watching this, I guess within the first couple weeks or whatever of this video coming out. My shop should be still open. And yeah, I developed a bunch of different new products in December. Like I mentioned earlier, I intended to open my shop in December, but because of the Canada Post strike and yada yada, and then it was Christmas, and I was like, I don't really want to do it. So yes, hence the opening in January. But I developed and produced a bunch of new products. I have new sticker sheets, 2 sticker sheets that have come out. My first sticker sheet, so that's pretty exciting. I think they're very cute, if I do say so myself. And as well as some bookmarks that are in the shop. And right now, for this current shop opening, I'm doing a little promo or whatever. If you buy a art print or the art print mystery pack, anything print related, then I'll give you a free bookmark set of my bookmarks. It's like a crane and a snake. Anytime I do a shop opening, I feel, I guess, a level of anticipation and a level of like anxiety around it. Like I tell myself that I'm not ready yet, or that I have a million things to do before I can open my shop. And that's not really true. I feel like I'm just kind of procrastinating because I'm hanging on to maybe the kerfuffle and like the whole fucking process of when I originally launched my shop, when I had so much shit to figure out. And it's funny how like you can hang on to those feelings around something despite like that kind of initial legwork being finished. And like now every time that I open my shop, all it really takes is, you know, if there's new products, taking photos of the products, listing them on the shop, and then opening it and then posting about it on social media or whatever to say that it's open. But it's like literally just those steps, and it's become very simple. But I still for some reason maintain that kind of anxiety around the whole process, and that's just kind of silly. I think it's you know, it's funny what the heart wants to hang on to when it really is not necessary. So anyways, yeah, just a little observation that I've had, I guess, in the past few shop openings that I've done since originally launching in December of 2023. So it is getting easier each time, right? And I guess, yeah, the more that I observe in myself how I feel with each step that I take and each shop opening that I do, I guess I realize how simple it can be, you know, how much it doesn't need to be such a difficult, taxing, anxious process. It's so weird getting used to a new camera. Like, you guys know, like, this shot is usually, like, wider, and I do it super close to the counter, but you kind of need to be elevated because I'm not working with as much of a wide angle. But that's okay, we'll get used to it. But yeah, hi! I'm just making my coffee for today. Today's Sunday. Yeah, yesterday was very chill. I did count inventory, but I don't know, I was having a bit of a, like, recovery day. I felt kind of drained physically, a little bit mentally as well. So, you know, I didn't want to, like, push myself to, I don't know, push myself to any edge, since it is the weekend anyway. Sorry, I'm just thinking about the focusing noise. I hope that's not terribly distracting, or I don't know, I have to see how bad it is in post. But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so today I'm planning on shooting my new products. What do I have? I have a couple new prints that need photos. I have my sticker sheets, and then the bookmarks, my bookmark sets that I'm gonna be selling. Yeah, I forget if I talked about this at any point, but with the bookmark prints, I had to get it reprinted because originally they printed it on the wrong thickness of paper stock. So I have like double the amount of bookmarks that I originally wanted, but one set of them is a little bit inconsistent with like the stock thickness, but it still is like cute and good. So I was thinking I would use those ones as like a freebie additional item or something. Like if you buy a print, then you'll get like a free bookmark set of that kind. So it's like kind of like a B grade, but it's still something. So that's my plan with that. But I'm also gonna sell the proper stock, paper stock thickness ones as a product on my shop. And yeah, I also have a bunch of like leftover postcards and proofs. So I kind of collected them all yesterday and bunched them up into sets of 4 postcards and 3 prints. And I think I'm gonna do like a mystery pack type thing, like super discounted, just to get rid of them if people want, like, I don't know, any of my prints or any of my postcards, just like super cheap, and they don't mind if the color's a little bit off or if it has like a little nick in the corner or something like that. So yeah, I don't know if I need to take a photo of that, because mystery pack, right? You don't really know what that's gonna look like, but I might just take a photo of me holding up 4 postcards or me holding up 3 prints, and then just like, I don't know, put question marks all over it, or like, you know, design it in a way that makes it into like the mystery pack graphic or whatever, just for the shop listing. So that's kind of what's on the go today. And yeah, other than that, I want to go to the gym, and I might be getting hot pot with some friends later for dinner. So it's gonna be a pretty, what is the word I'm thinking of? The word that popped into my head is evidental day? That's not it. Pretty, like, incidental? No. Pretty eventful. Pretty eventful day. Hey, I'm back talking to you guys over here now. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that this will be my last day vlogging. I should probably wrap this up so I can get it edited and out. But yeah, journaled and just wanted to kind of have a little chitty chat just to wrap up how I've been feeling, I guess, this past vlog. I feel like I started the vlog, you know, feeling a little bit strange and slow and dipping into like a kind of low energy chapter or cycle that comes along with, you know, January historically for me. And I guess just trying to like wrap my head around that, or like, I don't want to say deal with it, but like cope with it, I guess, in my new way, and like with new understandings around how to do that in a healthy way. So yeah, it's been good. I feel like with therapy and talking about it on the vlog with you guys, just airing it out, lots of journaling, it's been good. I'm learning how to become comfortable with accepting when I am feeling a little bit lower energy and not resisting it, not like being angry at myself for that. Just kind of allowing whatever state I'm in to be and working with where I'm at, rather than, you know, my past bad habit of, you know, if I'm feeling blah, then just doing everything and anything to get myself back to 100% working order. And yeah, like pieces of that I still am seeing in myself. Like definitely in the morning I can feel, you know, if I'm just waking up and I'm reflecting and I'm feeling nice and I'm feeling good in my journal or whatever, I can feel, or I guess give myself like a hopeful, optimistic energy level percentage expectation for the day. But then the day continues on and then I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess I have less energy than I originally thought that I would today. And so I guess kind of being honest with myself about that and like dealing with that, because I feel like disappointment in myself comes from expecting to be able to perform more than I am able to, or like creating an expectation around, oh, you know, I feel fine, I can do tons of shit today, and then it not panning out that way. So I'm trying to get used to, you know, being okay with taking things as they come, and yeah, just being okay with whatever the moment presents me with. So yeah, it's good. I feel like it can sometimes be, and in the past few days I've found myself kind of observing how easy it is, obviously I know this, but how easy it is to get wrapped up in your mind and like overthinking or like anxiety, or just, you know, not kind of getting lost in what's going on up here and not being able to appreciate what's in front of you, or be present and grateful with whatever the moment is presenting, and thinking about the future or thinking about the past or whatever. Yeah, it's very easy to get wrapped up in that stuff, but I feel like despite maybe right now being a cycle in which like I can slip into that a little bit more easily, just because it is, I don't know, I'm just in that state right now, a little lower energy, which like low energy doesn't inherently mean that I'm more susceptible to falling into overthinking patterns or whatever. It just, that's the way that my brain has been conditioned all my life, so that's kind of what I fall back into in times like this. But I'm, you know, every morning when I journal, it's been very essential to kind of doing that daily maintenance of like, okay, these times when I journal are the times where like I'm physically giving myself time to sit down, feel where I'm at, observe what's going on in my mind and in my body and bring myself back to reminders of like, oh yeah, okay, I'm okay. You know, I can bring myself back to the present. I can appreciate the moment. You know, I can remind myself that it's not all fucking, you know, it's not all bad. It's not all difficult. It's just, it is what it is. And so I feel like that kind of daily opportunity that I give myself to kind of clean up my inner space, like it feels like I'm every morning when I journal and when I like feel or whatever, when I observe what's going on inside of me, it's like, you know, waking up and taking my broom and sweeping up the dust and the cobwebs from the past day or you know, whatever, like keeping my inner space clear, and doing that daily maintenance is has been essential. And I feel like the more that I do that, it does take extra energy and extra vigilance, I guess, to stay on top of that stuff in times like this when I am a little bit more, I guess, susceptible to getting carried away by negativity or just all of the negative things that my mind is used to associating with lower energy periods like this. I lost my train of thought. The more that I do that, I know the shorter and shorter the periods of getting carried away by my mind will be, you know what I mean? Because I'm able to catch it sooner and I'm able to bring myself back to being okay again and accepting and back to the present, you know? Not letting myself get carried away too far before I realize I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let's come back. So that's what I've been thinking about lately, and yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Like I'm learning and I'm getting comfortable with, you know, in times like this when I'm struggling a little bit with feeling completely like energized and excited and, you know, I can see things clearly and everything's great. Like it tends to happen in the summer because of course like the summer is, you know, warm and things are happening and you can go outside and have fun and, you know, touch grass. And the days are longer and then in the wintertime you're inside more. It's you know, the sun's not out as much. It's a little more slow and low. I'm getting used to finding a balance, I guess, of like not being like super uppity and excited in these times, but also not getting so distracted by overthinking and doom and gloom that I get depressed, you know? Like, while I know it's maybe not realistic right now in this season to be at the top of my game, at the top of like productivity and energy and excitement and stuff like that. Sorry. Whenever I talk too much sometimes, and I think it's because like the air is so dry as well, I just start to cough. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm getting comfortable with accepting that sometimes in periods like this, those high energy vibes that come like in the summer just aren't, now is not the time for that. Now is the time for, you know, rest and taking things slow, and that's needed. And when I'm ready and when, you know, the stars align or the weather is right or whatever, then, you know, that energy and that productivity and that, you know, those like high feelings will come back to me. But until that happens, I'm learning to be at peace with this and enjoy this and not just think about and desire being at some point in the future when I feel high energy again, you know? I'm learning to accept and enjoy and be at peace with periods like this where things are slower. So that's me for right now. And it's cool. It's good. I'm getting used to being okay with this. There's a lot of unlearning that needs to happen, and that is happening. But it's all good. It's all for the best. Because I feel like, you know, if, for example, if you hate winters and you think winters suck, and like, of course there are things about it that are like, you know, it's cold, you can't go outside as much, it's darker. Like that stuff is like, it feels negative, but you know what, like having to spend an entire season, like for us where I live in Canada, it's like 4 to 6 months of this, you know? And yeah, just spending that much time feeling like, oh man, this sucks, like that's not a good way to experience life, you know? Like there can be peace and there can be acceptance and there can still be joy even in the seasons that aren't as high energy and exciting or whatever. So that is all. It's kind of like powdering a little bit, just like a tiny bit of slow. It was supposed to be sunny today, I thought, but I need to double check the weather. Because ideally I would like to wait for the sun to start shooting photos. But we'll see about that. Maybe I'll go to the gym first if it's not supposed to be sunny until a little later. But yeah, it's only 9:30. I'll be patient. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Let's continue with our day. Okay, bye. Hi. How are you?
You?
Oh, pretty good.
Good.
Okay. Hello, hi. What's up? How's it going? I'm ending the vlog. I'm doing an outro right now. But do we like my fit? I went thrifting yesterday and I got these pants and they were way too big. They like just fit at the hips, but they were way too long, so I cropped them a bit. And like they are like stupid baggy, but with some shoes, you know? Chunky sneakers. I think it'll be good. Yeah, I'm going to the mall shoe shopping today because my sneakers that I bought in like early spring 2023, I believe, are like fucked up. They're getting shredded. So it's about time for a new pair, I think. But yeah, hello. I just wanted to touch on some housekeeping things. So as you guys know, in the vlog you saw, I was setting up my shop, and I think I mentioned that my shop is open now, but yes, my shop is open currently at the time of releasing this video, and it'll stay open for, I'm sure, like a while afterwards. So if you'd like to check it out, if any of the stickers or bookmarks or prints or anything that you saw in this video was like cool to you, they're available to buy. Please check it out. Thank you. And what else? Patreon. Let me show you guys the Patreon mail that I have for January. Okay, so yeah, Patreon mail reward tier. If you sign up anytime this month before January 31st, sorry, I was holding my mic way too close to my face, then you get these in the mail if you sign up for my mail tier, my token tsuru tier. So there you go. There's that. Otherwise, I have other tiers with video podcasts and sketchbook scans and yada yada yada. That is also good. But yeah, Patreon. Support me there if you want to. Thank you. And then yeah, I would also, speaking of Patreon, would also like to thank my motherfucking patrons. Thank you, patrons. Woo! Let's go, patrons. Yeah, thank you, patrons. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for all of your support and love and kindness over the past few months. Yeah, I'm excited for what 2025 will bring. I will obviously continue to maintain my Patreon, try and make it cool and entertaining and insightful for you guys. And yeah, thank you. I appreciate your support. But yeah, patreon.com/Licha. That's the sponsor of today's video. It's me, it's my Patreon. So that's all. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna finish editing this video now and then go to the mall and hopefully buy some shoes that I like and then have a chill rest of my day and weekend. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys also have a chill rest of your weekend or week or day or whatever. Sending good vibes. Thanks again. Bye bye. Talk to you guys. I'll see y'all in a bit. Okay, bye.